Hi, everybody, and welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly forecast. My name is Terence Gardino. The week begins on Monday, July the 26th, and it's a pretty active week. You're going to see a lot of energy shifts going on. Mercury changes signs, Jupiter changes signs. Let's start with Monday, the 26th. We start with the moon that sets the public tone in sensitive, creative, empathetic Pisces. Moon in Pisces, the tone is just a lot of sensitivity and caring. About 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., first thing early in the morning, Pacific Daylight Time, the moon will be in opposition or polarity with Venus. Well, Venus is the planet of love. The moon is the planet of bonding. So these are two sensitive, caring planets, but they're at odds with one another. So you might be feeling during those couple of hours when the moon is opposing Venus that you're not getting your needs met. You might be feeling that you're disconnected in a relationship. On Tuesday, the moon continues in sensitive Pisces and will align with Neptune as it does once a month. And that's from about 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific time. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So the moon in Pisces aligning with its ruler Neptune on the most positive can be a very spiritual, charitable, psychic time, can be very empathetic. That on the, but if on the less desirable side, it could be a time when you're just into denial. You would have put your head in the sand, and could be a lot of just being out of focus. But strive for the higher vibration. There's a lot of this selfless spiritual energy. In the evening, right after 6 p.m. Pacific time, communication discerning Mercury leaves emotional subjective Cancer for the past several weeks and now goes into outgoing extroverted Leo. Leo is a fire sign and Cancer is a water sign. Water is this sensitive, creative, emotional, reflective type of sign. Then you go into Mercury. What's on your mind? What are you thinking about? And for the next several weeks, it's going to be in fiery Leo, outgoing, dramatic Leo. So there's going to be more of a restlessness to get out there in the world and socialize and have fun. On Wednesday, the moon has now shifted into fiery, dynamic Aries. And the sun in Leo, fiery Leo, will be in harmony with the moon in Aries. So when the sun and the moon in harmony, all is right is in the world. Things are much more comfortable and at ease. But both in fire signs, there's more passion, there's more inspiration. As Jupiter, expansive, optimistic Jupiter, is retrograding back into Aquarius until the very end of December. Now, Jupiter went into Aquarius at the last days of December 2020 through the middle of May 2021. Then it moved into Pisces, giving us a preview of Jupiter in Pisces, which will be more of the first 5.5 months of 2022. But Jupiter moving back into Aquarius, it brings in some real favorable energies. And it's a time of tying up loose ends with the Jupiter going back into Aquarius. So what we're talking about overall for the world is Jupiter in Aquarius wants to expand. That's the Jupiter. And it's aligning with Saturn in Aquarius, which is there from 2020 into early 2023. So this last half of 21 expansive Jupiter is aligning with manifesting Saturn. This can be very favorable. Certainly the energy is here to manifest your opportunities, make them come real and solid. This is overall very favorable for the world, overall for economic growth. On Thursday, ambitious, assertive Mars will be in opposition or interacting with expansive Jupiter. Mars opposite Jupiter can be very favorable for work projects with customers, clients, partnerships. That's that interaction. The Mars is that desire to achieve the goals. Jupiter through others brings luck and opportunity and protection. On Friday, the moon moves into Taurus by 1:08 p.m. Taurus is more of, when the moon was in Aries, fiery, impatient, going on adventure, the emotional tone for the public. But then when the moon goes into Taurus, Taurus is more steady, calming, relaxing. Moon in fire sign of Aries is all this restlessness. The moon goes into Taurus, and now we just want to settle down and relax. But the moon, right after it moves into Taurus, will be in harmony with assertive Mars from about 2:30 p.m. Pacific time for those next 2 hours. So the moon being in Taurus, it's slow and steady, but you're not going to be stuck on the couch being lazy, because the moon with the Mars wants to accomplish goals and be productive. Just the moon in Taurus, you'll stay steady and calm to achieve your goals. On Saturday, it's going to be a moody day. Fortunately, the moon is in this stabilizing Taurus from about 10 to 12 a.m., 10 a.m. to 12 noon Pacific time. The moon will be squaring or in tension with Saturn. That could be some emotional, the moon, feeling blocked, feeling frustrated. But from about 12:30 p.m., right after noon, for those next 2 hours, the moon's in harmony with Venus. So maybe the moon, Saturn, you were worried about being rejected, being isolated, being left out. And then the moon hits Venus, and you get a phone call saying, where are you? Let's get together. It's really a very favorable time for socializing, for forgiveness. And the moon on a Saturday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time, is going to align with exciting Uranus for those next couple of hours. And on a Saturday night, moon Uranus, get out of your rut, try something new, something interesting. Or there could be some really exciting opportunities that just come out of the blue, whether you're walking down the street or getting a phone call to shake things up and bring in some new excitement. Sunday, the moon is continuing in Taurus and bringing all that steady energy. But communication Mercury will be in opposition or confrontation to restricted Saturn. That's going to be more the first half of the day. That could be Pacific time. That could be where you're really worried, or communications are really strained or blocked, or there might be an ending, a goodbye. The last half of the day, now the sun is opposite Saturn. Now the sun can represent father, authority figures, bosses, where you're feeling confined and frustrated. That sun opposite Saturn is the best thing to do, since it's Sunday, is just rest, take your time. The moon in Taurus will help keep you even-keeled and steady. But Mercury to Saturn, Sun to Saturn, you may be doing a lot of worrying. But this too shall pass. Before I sign off, I want to remind you I'm available for a one-question offer for a nominal fee. To order it, just go to the home page of astrologyanswers.com. Click on the tab that says Advisors. Just scroll down to see my name and click on it. I want to thank you for watching. I hope to see you next week with my next segment. Until then, have a great week.